Hello and welcome. I am Guma. Tonight, President Buhari returns to Nigeria after participating in the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in London. United Kingdom boosts Nigeria's fight against insurgency with counter-IED explosive kit worth £1 million. Fire got part of the building housing the State Independent Electoral Commission in Kaduna 1 month to the conduct of the state's local government election. And world welcomes with caution optimism of North Korea's announcement to halt its nuclear and missile tests ahead of historic talks with the United States.
On business news tonight, Central Bank describes 2018 IMF World Bank meetings as successful and significant for Nigeria's reputation.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria's representative aim to face Joliba of Mali, Williamsville of Cote d'Ivoire and Kara Brazzaville of Congo in Group C of the CAF Confederation Cup.
Presidential aircraft arriving the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, as President Muhammadu Buhari returns home from London, where he participated in the Commonwealth Heads of Governments meeting in Shagom. He was received at the airport by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and other top officials. President Buhari had travelled to London on April the 9th, shortly after declaring his intention to seek re-election at the All Progressives Congress National Executive Council meeting. While attending Chogum, the president called for more investment in Nigeria, pointing out that encouraging trade and investments are the surest ways of getting millions of people out of poverty. He also called on Commonwealth heads of states to avoid trade wars, warning that it would hurt development efforts. While in London, the president started a firestorm of controversy when he said that many Nigerian youths do not want to do anything but get everything free. The comment was widely criticized by Nigerians, but the presidency came out to clarify that the president's comment was misinterpreted, as he did not refer to all Nigerian youths as being lazy. In the meantime, the fight against insurgency in Nigeria may have received a boost, with a commitment from the United Kingdom promising to provide counter-IED explosive kits worth £1 million to Nigeria. The United Kingdom Chief on Armed Forces revealed this when he met with Nigeria's Defence Minister in London on the sidelines of the just concluded Commonwealth meeting. Apart from security issues, Nigeria is also said to be receiving positive response from prospective investors regarding doing business in Nigeria. Our correspondent Ibrahim Adra reports.
Security collaborations between Nigeria and the UK is not new. This meeting at the UK Ministry of Defence is a follow-up on those previous discussions.
The Nigerian military
Minister of Defence, who was on the President Buhari's delegation to the Commonwealth meeting, led others in the deliberations.
We discussed a lot of issues concerning terrorism, training of our military, and other security issues.
The UK Chief of Army traced a long history of relationship between the two countries and affirms that fighting insecurity in Nigeria is of mutual benefit to both countries. He also announced additional support to Nigeria.
As a result of the meeting between the President and my Prime Minister, that we will be gifting nearly £1 million of counter-IED kit to Nigeria. It's in both the UK and Nigeria's interest that we tackle the problem of terrorism in Nigeria.
Both men are hopeful the kit will help foil bomb attacks on innocent citizens by Boko Haram. Nigeria is also said to have made breakthroughs in terms of those willing to do business in the country. Nigeria's High Commissioner in the United Kingdom is happy with the responses so far from prospective investors.
We have a section here where regularly we communicate with those who want to do business in Nigeria, and the results we've been getting are very positive and encouraging.
Ambassador Oguntade, who resumed at the Nigerian High Commission in October of 2017, said the Commission has been able to tackle delays in visa issuance. That was a sore point in the relationship between visa applicants and the Commission.
We had a list of applicants that ran into thousands, and that has created a bad feeling between applicants for passports and the High Commission. So much so that they were almost throwing stones at us there. But we immediately took control of the problems, ascertained what the problems were, and set to work to eliminate them, and thank God we have succeeded.
He is optimistic that Nigeria will surmount its many challenges. From London, Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
A part of the building housing the headquarters of the Kaduna State Independent Electoral Commission has been gutted by fire. According to eyewitnesses, the inferno in the two-story building located on Sokoto Road in the state capital started at about 10:30 a.m. today. The chairman of the commission, Mr. Saratu Dikko-Odu, told reporters that the fire affected all the offices on the second floor of the building, including the finance and legal departments, as well as the commission's conference room. She explained that the fire service and the police have already commenced investigation to ascertain the immediate and remote cause of the fire incident.
No life was lost, and there were no injuries recorded. At the time the fire started, the members of the commission were in an emergency meeting in the chairman's office. The ground floor, first floor, and stores were not affected by the fire. Details of losses incurred will take a few days to be determined. The fire service and the police are investigating the immediate and remote causes of the fire.
Well, there appears to be no end to the bloodletting in Benue State, as the state government says that a fresh attack by suspected herdsmen on Shihev ward of Guma local government area has left at least 10 people dead. The chief press secretary to the Benue State governor, Teva Kase, said this in a statement, adding that the latest attack took place late last night in 5 communities in the ward. He explained that the attackers also burnt numerous houses, shops and other property in the area, while asking security agencies to arrest those behind the killings. When contacted, the police command in the state told our correspondent that the command was yet to receive any information related to the attack. A director at the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, Professor Malaki Akoroda, seems to have a solution to the unending crisis between farmers and herders. Professor Akoroda says that cassava crop can be used to end the crisis because every part of the crop, including the root and stem, can produce feed for the cattle. The report. Cassava is a staple food across cultures and social divides in Nigeria. Majority of the tuber produced is consumed locally as traditional meals. In 2014, the Food and Agricultural Organization revealed that cassava is the most important crop by production and the second most important crop consumed in Nigeria. Recently, the herdsmen and farmers' crisis has impacted negatively on its production, leading to displacements of many families, destruction of lives and properties worth millions of naira, including farmlands and produce. Some experts have attributed this crisis to climate change, but according to Professor Malaki Akoroda, GCP-21 Director-Designate at IITA Ibadan, if properly utilized, cassava can help end the herders and farmers' crisis.
We do know that if you crush the top of cassava plus the stem that you will not plant and you bring them into cake, then they can be eaten by livestock. Therefore, the amount of grass they will be searching for will be highly reduced.
Nigeria is the largest cassava producer in the world. Experts say that the country and other African countries need to double their cassava production to also avert a major food crisis by 2050.
If you have an increase in temperature, it means in many places less water. And cassava was built by nature in such a way that it is what we call resilient to global warming. In other words, if you have no water, zero water for 4 months, in a field, cassava will not die. May lose its leaves, but as soon as the rains are coming back, we'll restore the canopy and we'll start to function again.
It's the crop for the present and also for the future. And if you look at all the scenarios, both present and in the future, they are in favor of cassava, because today we are talking about population explosion. And in Africa, one crop that can actually help us to tackle, to feed the people, is cassava.
Land remains a scarce resource, especially in the face of climate change, population explosion, and urbanization, among others. This has resulted in the movement of herders to the coastal zones for pastoral reasons. However, solutions to the continued farmers and herders crisis may be in sight if experts' advice on the usefulness of cassava is taken seriously. In the meantime, as part of efforts in tackling the ongoing crisis between farmers and herders and other violent crimes, the Nigerian Police Force has been mopping up illegal arms and ammunition across the country. This is in compliance with a recent order by the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, to all police commissioners across the country to mop up all illegal arms. So far, many Nigerians believe that the large cache of illegal arms turned up will help reduce the rate of crime and attacks in the country. But there are also some questions yet to be answered regarding the effectiveness of the mop-up action, as highlighted in this report.
Dateline is September 2017. Operatives of the Tinkan Island Command of the Nigerian Customs Service had smashed a syndicate specialized in smuggling weapons into the country after the discovery of 1,100 pump-action rifles loaded in a container. 5 months after, the Inspector General of Police announced a mop-up of all illegal firearms across the country, giving all commissioners of police a mandate to sniff out arms from every nook and cranny of the country.
All of us are aware about these prohibited firearms. You cannot give approval for any individual to own a pistol. You cannot give approval for any individual to own an AK-47 rifle. These are prohibited weapons.
The IGP's action may not be unconnected to the rise in cases of attacks across the country, particularly the attacks by suspected herdsmen in some north-central states. There and then, the arms started finding their way to the police headquarters in no fewer than 30 states across the country, with each police commissioner giving account of what they have received so far. Guns and ammunition of various model and sizes in the hundreds forcefully recovered and some willingly returned.
Number of double-barrel guns recovered, 29. Number of cartridges recovered, 140. Number of arms recovered, 179. Total number of ammunition recovered, 437.
The mop-up of illegal arms will no doubt restore peace to our communities and keep our communities safe and secure.
But there are more worries about various others still being kept by men of the underworld and other individuals. Police authorities are threatening to clamp down on them and probably make them face the wrath of the law. Some analysts are, however, concerned about the genuineness of the exercise and the inability of government to block the corridors through which the arms find their way into the country, while also ensuring that proper check is done on gun licensing in Nigeria.